Hello, my name is Brianna and I'm going to be presenting on disappearing coral reefs. So, as you can see in the pink here, that is where the coral reefs are around the world. Climate change impacts on this are that the extreme heat is killing them, bleaching the coral white, and divers have surveyed that 70% of the reef is gone, and that burning fossil fuels is warming the ocean and causing it to be more acidic, which is why coral reefs are diminishing. So coral bleaching is when the coral turns white, and the reason why it turns white is because its food source, the zooxanthellae, is leaving the tissue, and that food source is what gives the coral its color. And so as the temperature of the water is increasing, more of that food is going to leave the coral, causing it to turn white. So bleached coral is bad because it's weak and it's less able to combat disease that can be found in the ocean. So this is a before picture of the coral with its vibrant colors, and then this is what happens after climate change and the heating of the ocean and everything, and you can see how it's very white. Another contributing thing to coral reefs diminishing is ocean acidification. Since the 1800s, the oceans absorbed a third of the CO2 produced by humans and half of the CO2 produced by burning fossil fuels. So as the CO2 in the ocean increases, the pH decreases, which causes the ocean to be more acidic. And the reason why this is a problem is because coral, along with snails and clams, have the calcium carbonate shell that's like a hard layer that protects them from the ocean environment. And so the CO2 is what's eating away at those shells, making them weaker and making them more viable to the ocean. So what is the social impact of coral reefs? This is a family that is found on Nosy and Dragnomala, Madagascar. John Sutter from CNN went to this island and found that it was home to a few dozen people, and they're a very small fishing community. This colony of people are dependent on the reefs, and they've never seen this so bad. Their catch is diminishing greatly, so they're fishing and they're catching octopus. And as a tribute to the ocean, when their children are born, they cut their umbilical cords off and put them in shells and throw them into the water as sort of like a peace offering for what the ocean provides them for survival. For the future, their social economic status is that they're living on the island because they cannot afford to live in the city in Madagascar, and they also can't send their children to school due to the money issues, so they're basically living on the land. And the reason why this is an issue is because, the reason why coral reefs is an issue is because 275 million people rely on these reefs in order to survive, and scientists expect that these reefs are going to be completely destroyed by the year 2050. So without those reefs, that many people are already going to be affected. So for some discussion questions, the first one is, why do you think these people choose to stay on the island? They have a skill set that could make them money at a job in a civilized area if they go back to Madagascar, and they could still live off the land and just not send their students to school. They could still practice their cultural activities. The second question is, does the insanely small population size of this island explain why they're not getting much attention or much help from the media or from other countries? The third question is, if coral reefs are to be destroyed by the year 2050, what do you think that impact will look like for society?